Welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. Doing things a little different today. A couple weeks ago, watching a YouTube video from All Things Barbecue, and Chef Tom was doing tamales. Well, I'm not a big tamale fan, but the innards, the filling of the tamale just sounded amazing. So I took that recipe, changed it up a little bit, and today we're gonna make 4 red chili brisket enchiladas. Trust me, they're amazing. I made them about a week ago, and people were saying that they had to stop themselves from continue eating because they were just so good. All right, but it all starts with the brisket. I have here in front of me 5 pounds of brisket. It's a mix of flat and point so that we get good content of mixture of lean and fatty meat, so that when we shred it to go into the enchiladas, it'll be a perfect mixture. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cube this up, put it on the cooking tray here, put some rub on it. We'll go over the rubs in a second, and then get it out on the smoker, smoke it for about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, until it has a nice bark, and then we'll bring it back in. We're going to then braise it for 2 hours in the sauce that we're going to ultimately use as an enchilada sauce with onion and chilies and bay leaf, and then blend that all together, make the enchilada sauce, make the enchiladas, roll them up in tortillas and some cheese, get them in the oven, bake them, and it'll be done. Like I said, cutting these in about 2-inch squares. Some of them you'll see have fattier content than the rest. Right, that's okay. We want a good mixture. You may notice I'm using a different cutting board today. This is a Christmas present from Charlotte to Mike and I. Wash my paws and we'll get right to it. Today we're going to use 2 different rubs. Cattleman's Grill Mexicano. This is going to give us that great Mexican flavor to the beef. And then the second one is, today we're using Operation Barbecue Relief Texas SPG, but any brisket type rub would be great. If you have Arbutzer Smoke-ins, Killer Brisket, or any of those, just something really good standard Texas brisket. It's going to enhance that flavor. All right, so start with the binder. Y'all know I love avocado oil. You could use duck fat here. I don't think you need the extra fat added to it. Give them a good coat on all sides. Wow, that rub smells amazing. Give it another quick spray. Looks good. Now let's go to the SPG. Brisket is such an amazing meat. You can smoke it like a brisket, like in our other videos. You know, we'll put a link right here to our perfect brisket video. But also you can, use it like we're doing here, or you can grind it and use it for burgers. It has the perfect fat content when you mix the point and the flat. So. All right, If you don't get a perfectly even coat across, don't worry about that. Like I said, we're gonna ultimately braise this and then shred it, so all of the flavors are gonna get mixed in together. So we're just trying to make sure we get a good bark to provide some texture into our enchiladas. All right, that looks fantastic. So now, this is going onto the smoker at 250 degrees. I'll check it in an hour and a half, see how the bark looks. If it needs a little bit longer, we'll go 2 hours. That's okay. We're not looking for internal temp here. Like I said, it's going to braise for 2 hours afterward, get fully cooked. We're looking for bark content and when we're happy with the bark. So off to the smoker. We'll see you back in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, it has been an hour and 45, hour and 50 minutes. Got the brisket right to where we want with the bark to give it some texture once we shred it. So now on to the braising. So have a Dutch oven here. We're gonna put in our brisket. Oh, already smells great. All that in there. Okay, then into that goes 2 quarts of beef stock. This is, we like to use the better than bouillon version. A rough chopped onion. 4 to 6 cloves of garlic. Obviously here we always go heavy, so 6 cloves, garlic smashed. A bay leaf. And now the red chilies. So today we're using a mixture of chipotles, anchos, guajillos, and pasilla chilies. So taking them from dried, cut them open, de-seeded them, deveined them, and getting ready to put them in. So let's talk about chilies and the heat. None of these peppers by themselves are super hot. You put them together and you don't take the seeds or veins out and you're gonna get some heat. Or at least that's what people tell me, since my hot thing is broke. However, you go in, you pull the seeds out and devein them. That's the little membrane on the inside, like when you're looking at a green pepper, the white part, right? That's where the vein is, that's where the oil is, and the oil holds that heat and gets it to the seeds. So you pull that out, takes all the heat out, leaves fantastic flavor. Be careful when you're deveining and de-seeding, that stuff's on your hands. Don't touch yourself in the wrong spot. It gets hot. All right, so into the pot goes the chilies. We'll give that a good mix. It's okay if they're broken up. In fact, I'm gonna cut these a little bit. Because everything from the braising, except the meat, is gonna get it put into a blender. Okay, that looks great. So cover and into a 375 degree oven for 2 hours. And then we'll pull it out and go on to the next step. We'll see you in a couple hours. The brisket has been braising in the oven for 2 hours at 375 degrees. Time to pull that out and get it shredded and make the enchilada sauce. Now, you may be wondering, hey Greg, if you're shredding, why do you have a stand mixer out? Well, one of the things I saw in the All Things Barbecue video was Chef Tom using a stand mixer and the blade attachment to shred his brisket. And let me tell you, it looks super easy. And when I did it a couple weeks ago, it worked like a champ. So definitely using that. That's a pro tip. Use a stand mixer to use a stand mixer to shred your brisket. Use a I can't talk. Use a stand mixer to shred the brisket. You can still use a couple forks, shred it. It's gonna be super tender, right? This takes a little bit of that out of it. This takes a little of the work out of it. Oh, wow. That smells amazing. All right, so brisket comes out. Goes into the mixer. It's darn near falling apart right now. Looks like all of it, so let's go ahead and get this stand mixer going. Using slow speed. It's going to take a little bit, but that beef will be completely shredded when it's done. Pro tip number 2, if you're using the stand mixer, don't forget to put the splash shield on. All right, while that's going, we're going to pull. While that's going, we're going to pull all the peppers and onions out of the Dutch oven and get them into the Vitamix for blending. Start with 2 cups of liquid, get those peppers and onions broken down. Use slow speed. Let's take a look, see how the brisket's doing. Oh, that's looking good. All right, it's gonna need some liquid. Maybe 3/4 of a cup. God damn it. Get the shield back on right. Back on low, let that liquid mix in and go back to the Vitamix. All right, we'll add some more liquid. Now we're looking for consistency. So the consistency of the enchilada sauce that you want. This recipe makes, probably 16 enchiladas, so 2 good sized pans. So you were gonna want plenty of sauce to go with it. Back on low, make sure that lid's on tight. Back over here, check on the beef. Oh, that's looking good. A couple of small pieces that didn't get broken down, mostly big hunks of fat. So that'll be okay. Oh, tremendous. I'm gonna go wash my paws, I'll be right back. All right, let's give this enchilada sauce a look. Oh, incredible. Just the right consistency, it's ready to go. You're gonna end up with a little bit extra braising liquid. It's okay, and just pour that out. It's still a little warm. We'll get rid of this, and then we'll start building enchiladas. All right, here we go. Starts with some enchilada sauce on the bottom. Oh, God, this smells wonderful. The chilies, the onion, amazing. All right, I'm fairly minimalistic enchilada. My palate for enchiladas is pretty minimalistic. I like meat, I like cheese, and I like sauce. If you like something else in your enchiladas, leave us a comment down at the bottom. Okay, so starts with the meat. You can see that nice shredded brisket. I like a hearty enchilada, plenty of meat. Some freshly grated cotija. Some nice Monterey. You roll and tuck. Into the pan it goes. And we repeat. Don't worry if there's some chunky pieces of brisket in there. Provide some texture. The cotija, the Monterey, the tuck, the roll, and the dunk. Okay, this is a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. I should get about 8 in here. Once we're done, we'll pour some enchilada sauce on the top, cover it with foil, and I'm going to bake it for probably 12 minutes with the foil on, and then pull it off and finish off melting that cheese and browning it. Probably another 5 or 6 minutes after that. There we go, nice and tight. Pour some enchilada sauce over the top. Top with cotija. Nice handful of Monterey. All right, and as I said, we're going to cover this with foil, get it in the oven, 12 minutes covered, 5 or 6 minutes uncovered until the cheese is melted, lightly browned. We'll pull it out, and then we'll be back, and we'll do a tasting and see what everybody thinks. Okay, the enchiladas cooked for 12 minutes covered. Set a timer at 6 minutes. Pulled them right around 4 minutes. Looked like the cheese is just about right where I want it. They've been out of the oven for maybe 30 seconds, but we're going to go ahead, get one out, or at least half of one out, and plate it, give it to the director, and see what she thinks. I have some extra cotija cheese and extra enchilada sauce, so if somebody wanted to put a little extra sauce or cheese on top, that'd be great. Or that would let them do that.
Very good.
Awesome. Looks like a thumbs up from her. So hey, if you like what you see today, hit that thumb, give us a like. If you want to continue seeing videos, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell to get notified every time we put a new video out. So until next time, we'll see you at the Galley of the Sun.